Hi everyone. Today we are diving into a beautiful and unusual poem that is titled A Love Poem for Lonely Prime Numbers. So this was written by Mr. Harry Baker. This poem is a perfect example of how literature and mathematics can come together to create something unique, emotional, and inspiring. It uses the concept of prime numbers as a metaphor to explore love, identity, and belonging. Let's begin this poetic and mathematical journey by looking into some introduction points. So, this poem is a perfect fusion of mathematics and human emotion. It is written by Harry Baker, a British poet and mathematician. So, the poem stands out for its originality. Mr. Baker is known for his slam poetry and has performed on global stages, including TED Talks. You can find his videos in YouTube. Here he personifies prime numbers, which means turning them into characters with feelings, desires, and insecurities just like human beings. This creative technique helps us look at math from a completely new and humanized perspective. It's playful yet profound, humorous yet touching. So, most of the students find it difficult to study maths, find it difficult to understand maths. And in this poem, you can understand how those difficult theories or how those difficult nature of mathematics can be simply broken up into identifiable human characters. Let's have a look at the summary. So, first of all, the story begins with the number 59. So, 59 is a man, okay, 59 is a male, and he wakes up feeling a bit disheveled and awkward. This sets the tone for his character, who is quirky and a little insecure. He gazes across the street and sees 60. 60 is portrayed as an elegant, polished, the perfectly round female figure. So 59 falls for 60, admiring her perfection from afar. But despite his admiration, he knows deep down that they come from different worlds. 59 is, of course, an odd number, it is a prime, and 60 is a neat, even composite number. Their difference becomes a metaphor for social divide, representing how sometimes people can be fundamentally different despite physical proximity or admiration. Things take a turn when 59 meets 61. Interestingly, 61 is also a prime number and 61 is also an odd number. Just like 59, 59. She is similar to 60, who 61 is similar to 60, but a little bit more, which means 61 is greater than 60. A beautiful phrase with layers of meaning. Look at the way he is presenting. 61 isn't conventionally perfect, but shares 59's quirks and imperfections. So, 61 is just like 59. Both of them are odd numbers and both of them are prime numbers. They connect instantly, bonding over their shared oddness, their unfiltered charm, their common interest, everything is there. Through this relationship, the poem emphasizes that love thrives not in perfection but in similarity, relatability, and mutual acceptance. The poem ends on a heartwarming note that 59 and 61 form a prime example of love. Look at the way he is narrating it. Now let's have a look at the mathematics beneath the poem. So prime numbers are those that are openly only divisible by 1 and themselves. Prime numbers will not be possible to divide by any other numbers. So they symbolize individuality, uniqueness, and sometimes isolation. So prime numbers are symbols of individuality, uniqueness, and isolation. 59 and 61 are both prime, unique, and incompatible with others in a conventional sense, yet perfectly compatible with each other. So there also a clever pun. There is also a clever pun that's been used, like 59 plus 61, which is equal to 120, which is twice what 60 could ever be. So this line adds a humorous yet poetic layer. It's a celebration of how uniqueness can create something even greater. So 60, first of all, 59 meets 60. 60 rejects 59, and then 59 is going for 61. So 59 is saying that, and 61 and 59 are saying that if we add up, like 59 plus 61 is equal to 120. So if we add up, it is twice what 60 could ever be. So 60 has to appear twice in order to meet our point. So when we are together, we equals what 60 could ever be when it is added twice. Additionally, the odd versus even metaphors, these all add social commentary about the norms, conformity, and the beauty of standing apart. In this poem, Harry Baker uses several poetic devices that enrich the narrative. The most prominent one is personification. So, the most prominent form of poetic device is personification. There are numbers, okay, so the numbers are behaving and feeling like people. They sleep, blush, fall in love, and even rebel against parental expectations. Then we have metaphors. Numbers aren't just symbols, they represent emotion, relationships, societal roles. Then we have symbolism. Symbolism plays a stronger role, in which 60 represents the idea of perfection as defined by the society, while 61 represents authenticity and self acceptance. Then we have, continuing with the poetic devices, alliteration. So alliteration appears in lines like rough around the edges and yet casually missed, which adds a musical quality to the poem. Then word play and pun means double meaning, dual meaning and all. So let's take the lines like take 59 from 60 and you get the 1 aren't just math, they're just not just math, they are layered with emotional meaning. The phrase prime example is a pun. It refers both to the love and to the mathematical identity of the characters. The contrast between odd and even numbers are also deepening the emotional subtext of the poem. The structure of the poem is narrative based, written in free verse. It doesn't have any kind of meter or anything. It doesn't have any particular rhyming scheme or anything. So the poem is narrative based. It is in free verse. There is no fixed rhyme scheme. But there is strong rhythmic flow, a typical slam poetry. It moves like a story. Okay, there is a rising action, there is a conflict, and there is a resolution, and there is a climax. Everything is there. Then the poem uses spoken word techniques, pause, emphasis, repetition, anaphora to create engagement. If you ever listen to Harry Baker performing it, you can listen to that in YouTube. The videos are available. So if you ever listen to Harry Baker performing the poem, a love poem for lonely prime numbers, you will notice how the rhythm and tone enhance the emotional impact. The tone of the poem is playful, humorous and romantic. It balances lightheartedness with deep emotional undercurrents. The language is informal and conversational. This helps the audience to connect instantly. The poem is sprinkled with quirky descriptions, clever metaphors, and unexpected analogies, which makes it both intellectually stimulating and emotionally resonant. The poem is more than just a love story. It's a commentary on individuality and belonging. So it is not just a love story, it's a commentary on individuality and belonging. It shows that differences don't divide. They can also be what bring people together. It bridges two seemingly distant disciplines, math and literature, showing us how art and science can coexist beautifully. It encourages students and readers to see mathematics not just as logic but also something poetic and soulful. It's a wonderful resource for interdisciplinary learning. Actually, the poem is a wonderful source. In conclusion, uh, a love poem for linely prime numbers. It is a creative masterpiece. It teaches us that love isn't about fitting into a mold, but it's about finding someone who complements our quirks. It challenges societal ideals of perfection and promotes authentic connections. It's a delightful blend of intellect and emotion, proving that even numbers can have heart. Even numbers can have heart. Now we have few questions here to reflect on. Why do you think the poet choose prime numbers as metaphors of love? That you have to discuss in the class. Then, what does 59's journey tell us about identity and self worth? Can you think of other examples where mathematical and scientific ideas can be used metaphorically in literature? Then, these questions are designed to spark critical thinking and personal connection with the poem. So, that's all for today. Thank you.